the relentless battle against the scourge of inflation, a sliver of hope has emerged. The latest data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York offers a glimmer of optimism amidst the dark clouds that have loomed over the economy for far too long. For months, Americans have been grappling with the harsh realities of rising prices, watching helplessly as their hard-earned dollars buy less and less. The cost of living has soared, eroding the purchasing power of households and casting a shadow over the nation's financial well-being. But now, a flicker of relief may be on the horizon. According to the New York Fed survey, consumers' near-term inflation expectations have declined for the second consecutive month in June. This shift signals a potential turning point in the uphill battle against the relentless surge in prices that has plagued the nation's economic landscape. The data reveals that consumers expect prices to climb at an annual rate of 3% over the next year, down from 3.2% in May. While this may seem like a modest change, it carries profound significance. It marks a return to the level that held steady from December until April, before an unexpected spike to 3.3% jolted the economic landscape. This downward trend in short-term inflation expectations aligns with recent data showing a deceleration in inflation rates over the past few months. After a stubbornly persistent surge in the first quarter of this year, the tide may finally be turning. The highly anticipated Consumer Price Index report, due for release on Thursday, is expected to reinforce this narrative. Analysts predict that the core Consumer Price Index, which excludes the volatile food and energy costs, will rise by a modest 0.2% in June, marking the smallest back-to-back gains since August. This pace, if realized, would be closer to the targets set by the Federal Reserve officials, offering a glimmer of hope that their efforts to tame inflation may be bearing fruit. The New York Fed survey delves deeper into the specifics, painting a more nuanced picture of the changing landscape. Notably, consumers' expectations for how much home prices will rise over the next year fell to 3% in June from 3.3% in May, returning to the 12-month trailing average. This moderation in housing cost expectations is a welcome respite for many Americans struggling with the burden of escalating housing costs. Moreover, consumers report a more optimistic outlook for the cost of essential goods and services, such as gas, food, medical care, and rent. They anticipate a slower rate of increase in these crucial expenditures over the next 12 months, easing the strain on household budgets. While the battle against inflation is far from over, these glimmers of hope offer a much-needed respite for a nation weary of the relentless surge in prices. The data suggests that the Federal Reserve's efforts to rein in inflation may be gaining traction, and consumers' expectations are beginning to align with a more favorable economic trajectory. However, it would be premature to declare victory. The path ahead remains fraught with challenges and uncertainties. Inflation, like a tenacious adversary, has proven remarkably resilient, defying expectations and confounding policymakers time and again. The median outlook for what inflation will be in 3 years rose slightly to 2.9% in June from 2.8% in May, while expected inflation 5 years ahead dropped to 2.8% from 3%. These mixed signals underscore the complexity of the issue and the need for sustained vigilance. As the nation navigates this treacherous economic terrain, it is crucial to remain cautiously optimistic. The latest data provides a glimmer of hope, but it is merely a step in the right direction. The battle against inflation is far from over, and complacency would be a grave mistake. The road ahead will require unwavering resolve, prudent policymaking, and a collective commitment to restoring the nation's economic vitality. Only through sustained effort and unwavering determination can we hope to emerge victorious in this epic struggle against the forces that threaten to erode the foundations of our financial well-being. In the end, the glimmers of hope we see today may prove to be the harbingers of a brighter economic future. But the journey will be arduous, and the path will be paved with challenges. It is up to us, as a nation, to embrace these glimmers of hope and forge ahead with resilience, determination, and a steadfast commitment to restoring the economic stability and prosperity that have long been the hallmarks of the American dream.